still the Christ. My name is Dr. Joseph L. Marshall, Senior Pastor of St. John Divine, and I want to welcome you, greet you, and also to say to you that I'm grateful for you taking time out of your busy schedule. These days, everybody is busy. In order to take time out of your schedule to share by way of the studying of the word of the Lord. I believe that you and I both, that we're going to be the better because of it. The Bible lets us know, as we learned on last week, that the word of the Lord is a double-edged sword. It cuts going and it cuts coming. So once more and again, you and I both, we are going to be the better because of it. It is with that thought in mind, beloved, I'm going to ask if you would consider the Gospel of Matthew chapter 14, verses 28, 29, and 30. Once more, and that is the Gospel of Matthew chapter 14, verses 28, 29, and 30. This, for the most part, is a familiar passage of Scripture, one in which that if you've been in the church for any length of time, you are familiar with the Lord and how that Peter, if you will, finds himself walking on the water. But let's pause. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's consider this passage. First and foremost, prior to this event taking place, we'll find out that in the preceding verses that Jesus has just got finished feeding the 5,000. The 5,000, this was not including the women and the children, so some 15,000 individuals. It was after he had fed those 5,000, or if you will, some 15,000 individuals, that Jesus asked of them, if you will, in the preceding verses, he talks about how that they had gotten full. They had gotten full of the fish. One more time, they had gotten full of the fish that Jesus had took, the 5 barley loaves and 2 fish from the little lad, and had fed all of these people. Now, there they were full, and they were just basking in the fact that God had made a way out of no way. But then the Bible states in verse 22 that Jesus constrained his disciples to get in a ship and to go to the other side. Therein lies the premise of our passage. He puts them in a ship after constraining them, in the text states in verse 22, and straightway, immediately, Jesus constrains his disciples, puts them in a ship, and admonishes them to go to the other side. Now pause and consider, or rather reconsider, this premise. Get in the ship, go to the other side. Those are the words of Christ regarding his disciples, because they had gotten so full from the feeding of the fish. The problem with that, that as believers, that is considered to have been a miracle. One more time, that is considered to have been a miracle. It is with the miracle that this was not the only time that Jesus had performed a miracle, but then immediately after performing the miracle, he goes or segues and pivots into these lessons or messages, if you will. Because after he experiences feeding of the multitude, then there's a storm out on the ocean. One more time, he performs a miracle, but then he has to deal with a mess. One more time, he performs a miracle, but then he has to deal with a mess called a storm. Now watch this. I stated on Sunday how that all of us